and welcome back to another episode of this the Needle Lift podcast with me, your happy host Clyde always. And how are you, my friends? And how was your Christmas? Was it nice? Yeah, mine was. I'm just kidding you. Hey everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Needle Lift podcast with me, your happy host, Clyde always. Joined as always, as ever, by my lovely little wifey here, Mrs. Kaylee, the ukulele. Always say hello, Kaylee. Singing beautifully, baby. Oh, she knows it. Doesn't she thus? Oh, doesn't she just know it? She's nothing if not the picture of beauty and confidence. Mrs. Kaylee, the ukulele always. My best friend and cohort. I know, it's crazy. Anyway, welcome to it. If it's your first time joining me here at the Need a Lift podcast, before I begin, let me just say what I'm doing here. I'll tell you what, I am doing my goddamnedest. I'm doing my very, very best, whoever you are, to give you a lift. You see, it's, my understanding that you are an artist, a dreamer, a creator, a free thinker, a doer, a bringer of wonderful things into the world, okay? Now, in whatever capacity that might be, I don't know. Because there's all kinds of different creative folks out there. You don't have to tell me, I've met a whole bunch of them. Quilters, embroiderers, bakers, candlestick makers. Got players of Dungeons and Dragons, that's very creative. I got writers, authors, poets, musicians, dancers, headstanders, acrobats, jugglers, comedians, skit writers, doers of, taekwondo. Those, there's no, you think they're called the martial arts for no reason? Yeah. A very fine artist might you be if your art is kicking people's asses. I don't know, man. You might even be an athlete, all right? You can be an athlete and come up with creative plays. You can create you can create your own new sports. I don't know what you're doing. You think people haven't created sports before? There haven't been artist athletes out there? James Naismith, a Canadian, one day, he said, man, it's too cold outside to kick a soccer ball around. I got an idea. How about I nail these peach baskets up to the top of the gym? And we can all take turns throwing a ball into it. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? What, 20 years later? 120 years later, I think basketball is the highest paid sport in the world. And it all started with one cat. One dude said, hey, let's do something different today. Let's challenge the status quo, shall we? Let's bring something new into the world. That's where you come in, whoever you are. That's your legacy, all right? That's what you ought to be doing. You ought not be frittering away your precious days doing nothing. Passing the time. Let's kill some time. I'm bored. Those two words will be the death of any true creative soul out there. I'm bored. You ought never be bored. You got lots of ideas in your head, but it ain't gonna be easy to bring them into the world, all right? So that's what you are here to do, is bring them on into the world in whatever facet, whatever capacity you do it in, all right? I don't know if you make jewelry. If you make jewelry, maybe you're a little lady, no offense, all right? Maybe you're a big lady, I don't know, all right? But most jewelry makers I know are ladies. It's a very feminine art form, the making of jewelry. But that doesn't mean it's sissy. Oh, that doesn't mean it's easy, or that it's lily-flilly, all right? No, it ain't frilly nothing. That is hard fucking work. I know what you're doing. You're smashing shit with a hammer. You got your needle nose pliers. Got your little magnifying glass and shit. And oh, yeah, you don't have to tell me. I've known some jewelers in my day, some jewelry makers in my day. They were not, wishy-washy little ladies. They were tough chicks. Tough chicas. Anyway, but you know that anyway, whoever you are. I don't know who you are. But I'm glad you're watching me, because I'm hoping that if you're watching me, it's because you need a lift, because I know how it goes out there. I know how it goes as a creative. Believe it or not, I consider myself something of a creative as well. A cartoonist, poet, painter, novelist, and an all-American vaudevillian showman, storyteller, as it were, known as Clyde Always. That's Clyde as in Bonnie and Clyde. Always as in I'll always be Clyde Always, and I'll always be your happy host here at the Need a Lift podcast. So that's what I'm doing. So if you would be so kind, if you haven't already done it, please just hit the subscribe button. Oh, so important, all right? To my algorithm. Gotta trick those algorithms, baby. That's what we're doing. We're hanging out with the it's us and the algorithms. That's it. That's all you gotta know. To navigate the 21st century, there's people and there's algorithms. We must learn to coexist, side by side. Anyway, please, hit the like button. That does well for me, too. I mean, if you want to help a dude out, if you feel as though I've helped you out, then please scratch my back, all right? Okay. Now, every episode of the Need a Lift podcast begins with a pep talk, all right? A pep talk on some subject, all right? And that's not very hard and fast here. It's most of it's all down from above. None of this is rehearsed, all right? This is all spontaneous. I hope you enjoy the spontaneity. But in either case, the point of me doing a spontaneous pep talk is really, to give you a genuine chip of my heart, all right? There's something going on in my heart, and namely, it's me wanting you to succeed in whatever it is your creative goals are. Because I'm sure that your intention is pure, whatever it is. Now that's we've covered that on many a pep talk. That it all comes down to intention. What's your intention? Let's say you're cooking up some meatballs. Let's say you're cooking up some meatballs. You could be doing it for an infinite number of different reasons. But if your reason is because you have to and you don't want to and you hate these goddamn meatballs and you hate the people who are going to be eating these fucking meatballs, so you're just sitting there, here's your stupid fucking meatballs, all right? Maybe those meatballs ain't going to be the best fucking meatballs ever made. Because the intention that went into them was not one of loving care or of pure, inspired, creative bliss, all right? Maybe the intention that went into those meatballs was, I'm just doing this because it's expected of me, but I wish it weren't expected of me. Okay, and this is a silly example, by the way. But if you're making some damn meatballs for some damn people to eat, I might suggest that you rearrange your intention if it's something to the effect of, I'm just cooking these fucking meatballs because I have to. Perhaps you could sneak behind the chef's back and you know a little pinch of whoozy boozy. I don't know spices, but maybe you think a little pinch of doobie-doo, all right? And fill in the blank, doobie-doo. I don't know. Oh, you snuck it in there because you know it was going to be good. Maybe you grabbed a little microplane and you got your orange and you put a little orange zest on the top. Really secret. And you sent it out there thinking like, oh, I hope that this blows that cat's mind. He's going to take a bite of this goddamn meatball. He's going to say, holy shit, I didn't see that coming, man. What is that? There's something different about these. I come in here 6 times a week, and the meatballs always taste the same. But some genius back there has put something new. Eureka! He zested some orange peel on these. I don't know if you want to zest orange peel on a goddamn meatball. I'm just saying. Examine your intention, whoever you are, whatever creations you're bringing into the world. Make sure your intention is a pure one. You gotta have a reason why, man. You can't just be hacking away, can you? No, not you anyway. Not you. Maybe some other asshole, but not you. You want to do right by the world. You want to do right by your viewers, your listeners, your tasters, your readers, your viewers. Did I already say viewers? I don't know. It's spontaneous. Anyway, today's pep talk, seeing as how it is the end of the year, that's right. I didn't want to, blow off the confetti cannons too early or anything, but you know, this is the last needle lift before the end of 2020. And a lot of people want to talk shit about this year. They want to say, oh, this was the worst year in history. Somehow I highly doubt that. I think there have probably been worse years out there. But that said, I mean, my hat is off to all of the victims of the pandemic. Because that is definitely a real thing, all right? Now, the hat's off as well to all the victims of the lockdown, all right? I'm not going to get into that, but that is an equal tragedy, all right? And we must regard it as such. And don't worry, we will, all right? If not now, in 20 years from now, we'll look back on that and we'll say, wow, that was really bad how we handled that. But that's not what this pep talk is about, all right? This pep talk is about new beginnings, you. This is a brand new chance. This is it, a new leaf, man, a new chapter. A clean slate, you. Let's have a great year. You and I together, all right? We're making a pact, you and me. That's what this pep talk is about. A pact to have nothing but a pure year. To keep this year pure of distractions from our collective goal. Our mutual goal, I should say. Our mutual goal of creative fulfillment. Which is, of course, a goal that you never, ever really achieve fully. But you can do the best you can. You can have any number of aspirations, all right? You can aspire to any number of wonderful things, okay? And you can accomplish as much as you possibly can before that fateful day when all of a sudden your body machine is just all blah, 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 and sputters out, all right? So before then, though, you gotta get in as much as you possibly can, okay? So that's what this podcast is about. Podcast. One podcast. No, this is a vidcast. Is this a vid or a podcast? I don't know. It's a vidcast, right? That's what this vidcast is all about. Week after week, it'll be me here checking in. We got 52 weeks ahead of us, all right, of 2021, which might just be the best the best year ever. Coincidentally, this will be the year I turn 35. That snuck up on me, man. So if you're a young person and you think you've got all the time in the world, guess again. Because before you know it, you'll be 35 like me. And you'll have little crow's feet in the crooks of your eyes. And you'll be all hitched and settled down with some little lady. Or some big gentleman. I don't know, man. But your youth will have flown away. But what will you have in place of that? I'll tell you what. You will have a wealth of artistic achievements. Whatever they might be. Whether it's a whole series of successful performances that you put on at the Philharmonic with that goddamn, that fiddle of yours. You and that fiddle. I loves me a fiddle, by the way. All right? Oh, man, if you're a fiddler, please don't stop. Please aspire to be the very best fiddler that you can be. It won't be easy, but you can do it, all right? And you got a whole year ahead of you. Set yourself lofty goals this year. I will too. I will too, all right? I mean, this is the year, too, that I put out, not to make it all about me, but just as an example for you, this is the year that I put out Samantha Muffin Baker and the Funny Land of Flink, which you can get your hands on. You can get a copy at my website, ClydeAlways.com. But I'm saying, this year will I put out an even better book than that. Start to finish. Because it's all in here, right? And it's in here. It's bursting out. It's starting to really gain some steam, you know, and the kindling is all aflame now, and it's engulfing the big log within me. That sounds crazy. Sorry about that. But no, what I'm saying is the fire will shoot out from my fingers and my toes, and from my eyes, and from my nose, and will it just engulf the entire world of my imagination in hot fire, white hot fire, and whilst I rot, the most beautiful city of bliss anybody could have ever thought of before. That is the ambition. That is the ambition with which I set forth on this 2021. Anno Domini. You know what that means, don't you? It means cheesecake in Latin. No, anyway, hey everybody, I'm Clyde Always. and it's my pleasure to be here with you. So whatever you're going to do this year, make it a good goddamn year. And don't stop for anything or anybody. And don't get wrapped up in all manner of petty distraction, okay? This is it. It's a new dawn, okay? It's the dawn of a new day. Which brings me to a reading for you guys, okay? And this is not my own stuff, but this comes from this pamphlet, which I found in a little free library about 6 years ago, and it transformed my life for the better. And it's a pamphlet called The Man Who Tapped the Secrets of the Universe, and it's written by a man named Glenn Clark, and it's all about a man named Walter Russell. And Walter Russell was an artist, a creator, a free thinker, a dreamer of epic proportions, okay? A modern-day Renaissance man. And by modern day, what I mean is he lived from 1871 to 1963. So he rang in the beginning of the 20th century, okay, with all kinds of interesting things. And he claimed to have found the secrets of the universe, and call him a nutter, if you want. But I do believe there's something here. Whether or not it is truly the secrets of the universe, that's up for debate. But all I can tell you is that this man's words have helped me immensely, and I can only hope that they might help you too. So tune in, all right? Don't tune this out. This is an actual reading from Walter Russell's book called The Divine Iliad. But this could be your mantra every day you wake up. Listen closely. As the dawn telleth the coming of the new day, I turn my eyes to the morning and purge myself in the purity of the dawn. My soul quickeneth with the beauty of the dawn. Today is and will be. Yesterday was and has been. My yesterday is what I made it. I will to make it perfect. I have the power to build the day or to rend the day. The day will be of my making, either perfect or imperfect, good or bad, as I choose to live it, in spirit or in flesh, on the mountaintop or earth bound. If I rend the day, I build 10 other days, mayhap 10 times 10, to undo the rending. If I build the day, I will have lived the day to the glory of the one in the fulfillment of that part of his purpose which is mine to fulfill. Of his purpose is what I meant to say. So that I may meet the day with knowledge to build the day, I will look into my soul while it is yet dawn, before the morning breaketh. These are the words with which I greet the day. These are the words of the morning. This is the spirit of the dawn. To me the universe is an open book. I need not learn. I know. I see the unseen from the mountaintop. I hear the music of the spheres. I know the transcendent joy of creation. Immortality is mine. I will earn immortality. I will bestow immortality. Mine is the power to give immortality. I shall not deny that which shall give immortality to those who dwell in darkness and who reach out for the light. I will reach out my hand into the darkness and lead him that asketh into the light. I will keep my body charged with energy for the fulfillment of my purpose, in accord that which is commanded of me. The power of the dynamic universe is behind my thinking. Power is mine to give by the wayside. Well, I will not deny to any man who asketh the power which is mine to give. I have no limitations. Unlimited power is mine, within which that is universal. I will do today that which is of today, and I will pay no heed to the tomorrow, nor will I waste regrets on that which was yesterday. My day shall be filled to overflowing, yet shall I not haste the day, nor shall I waste the day. Those things which I must do, I shall desire to do. Courtesy will be in my heart to give to all. My joy will be in serving. My joy will be in thinking true. My power will be in knowing. My power will be in humility. The taint of arrogance will I not know. That which is I will keep within the shadow of the beautiful temple of modesty. But my doings will I send forth into the light, that all may see. Therefore must my doings be true. Force will I meet with gentleness. Impatience with patience. Truth will guide my footsteps through tortuous paths and lead me to the glory of the day's golden evening. I will sing the day through with a glad song. that the problems of the day shall be as chaff before the wind, and that others may hearken to my song and be quickened. My countenance shall reflect the spirit within me, that all may see. Blessed be the new day and the new year, which descendeth upon me. I greet thee, O day. I cross thy threshold with joy and thanksgiving. And thus concludes today's pep talk, everybody. I hope you found it quite peppy. I hope you did. All right, so let's do it. You and me together. We're going to have a new year, and I'll check in every Wednesday, tell you how it's going. I'm sure it'll be going just fine. Okay, what's next on the agenda? Let's find out. Oh, yeah, that's right. I do have a bit of a funny story for you. Yeah, that's right. It's a funny story. I do consider myself a bit of a storyteller. And rather than do a verse today, I'd like to tell you a tall tale. Now, believe it or not, when I'm not doing shit like this, I used to, before the lockdown, I used to make a happy living, a steady living, I should say. It's not to say that I don't make money with my art and my performance and my writing. You know, I make a nickel and dime here and there, but I don't do it for the money, all right? I do it. I do it to entertain, uplift, and inspire people like you. That's why I do it. The money be damned, all right? The money's just a means to an end for me. Anyway, the point is, you gotta have some money to pay with the rent with, and how did I pay the rent? I'll tell you what, I waited on tables. Namely, I like to wait tables at brunch, okay? Because that's when all of these funny people come around, and they drink their weight in Bloody Marys and mimosas and bellinis and things like that. And they like to have eggy wags and pancakes. So anyway, didst I have this hilarious idea. And it birthed this rather interesting tall tale, which I'm about to share with you. So tune in for it, everybody. Here it comes. It's time for the tale of Tucker and the Toast. Once upon a time, in the Marina district of the charmingest little city there ever was, there lived a swashbuckling pirate named Tucker. And Tucker had a three-cornered pirate hat. And he had an eye patch just like that. And he had a big bushy pirate beard. And he had two peg legs. And his timbers perpetually shivered. Now Tucker had plundered plenty of riches over the years, what with the gold and the rubies and the Spanish doubloons, but he found the most desirable of booty to be expensive brunch items. That's right, brunch. Hell, he wasn't content to swill grog like all the other goddamn pirates. No way. No, his poison was a finely crafted Bloody Mary with organic pickled sea beans. What's more, rumor had it that he had hoarded away more than $1 million worth of Eggs Benedicts, and rumor had it he had buried this treasure somewhere beneath 22nd Avenue. Now, it so happens that one Sunday afternoon, Tucker had set sail for the poppin'est restaurant in the whole town. And suffice it to say, he'd neglected to make any goddamn reservations. No, in fact, immediately upon arrival, he just hoisted the skull and crossbones over the flawlessly landscaped zinc table patio, and he called into the sea of terrified diners. He said, and this is exactly what he said too, he said, "Avast, ye swabs, or throats I slash! Your grub be mine for taking. Now surrender every heap o' hash and crispy strip o' bacon," as that was his catchphrase, after all. And it struck such fear into the hearts of every man, woman, and child in that dining room that they could only cower pathetically now as Tucker went and helped himself to their sausage links and their Dutch babies and their $23 Dungeness crab omelets all dripping in house-made creme fraiche. And as if this deed were not dastardly enough, why then he forced the executive chef to walk the plank right into an enormous vat of Belgian waffle batter. as fate would have it, a shimmering spark of something golden caught Tucker by the eye. And he curiously approached the source of the gleam, only to find himself now face to face with a pulsating slice of avocado toast. Oh! And this toast, why, it spoke to Tucker. It said, and this is exactly what the toast said, too. It said, "Eat me!" To which Tucker brandished his cutlass and curtly replied, "Oh, ye scurvy ghost toast, be cursed!" But without even realizing it, and as if they were acting on reflex alone, why, his fingers, they'd wrap themselves around all of that rustic, crusty goodness, right? And he'd Hound sunk his teeth right into its starboard side before he could even say, when suddenly the champagne corks all began to rocket off like cannon fire. Pow, 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 wow, and a squall of mimosas and bellinis all rose and crashed right in sticky, bubbly waves, and the dining room, why, it erupted into a screaming din of chaos as mortars filled with hollandaise and maple syrup pounded the walls and the ceilings, and albatrosses whoosh, whoosh, swooped in from all angles, devouring up soggy pancake bits and sultry, sexy mermaids, right? They munched frittata in a top-shelf Cosmo lagoon until at last the weight of this churning ocean, why, it buckled the doors of the restaurant, releasing itself into the streets and vanishing into the sewers, with every bottle of coconut rum parading away in its wake. And when the dust had settled and the wreckage was cleared away, only a single pair of well-worn wooden pegs was all that was ever recovered of old Tucker, the brunch buccaneer. Though it has been said, if one stands perfectly still over at 22nd Avenue, they can just make out the faint sound of a sad sea shanty being sung like a whisper on the wind. It goes, "Oh, I haven't got me ship to sail, I haven't got me legs, and all I got to dine upon. This chest o' rotten eggs." And that brings us to that pinnacle point in the episode, everybody, where we're going to the artist spotlight. That's right, every week here at the Need to Live podcast, your happy host, Clyde, always highlights one great artist, one dreamer, one doer, one free thinker, one creative soul from somewhere across history, be them living or dead, and I spotlight them for you. Now, what does spotlight mean? It's not a full-blown biography. Nor do I have a whole list of creative achievements of theirs. All I want to do with this is to point out the existence of some person, or to refresh in your mind the fact that this person existed, and the fact that this person had the gall, had the bravery, had the guts, had the audacity to bring something new into the world, to challenge the status quo, and to reinvent the world in their image, man. Or in the image that they held in their mind's eye, to bring that thing into the world, whatever it might be. Anyway, today's artist spotlight is Red Skelton. And I know you're thinking, who the hell is Red Skelton? Well, I don't have all the skinny on Red Skelton, but one thing I do know for sure is that the man was a genius. And it's a shame that he's not better known nowadays. All right, now he got his start way back in the beginning of the 20th century on the vaudeville stage. And that was back if you sucked. They didn't just rant and rave about you on Rotten Tomatoes. They literally threw Rotten Tomatoes at you. Which is a doozy. I can tell you firsthand. No, I'm just kidding. I've never been pelted with Rotten Tomatoes. But that That is on my bucket list. If you want to pelt somebody with rotten tomatoes, come and get me, all right? Because God knows I've deserved it at times. Anyway, Red Skelton. Back to Red Skelton. Now, I first realized that this man was a comedic genius when I saw him on YouTube doing a bit called the Guzzler's Gin Routine. Look up the Guzzler's Gin Routine. Do yourself a favor. Red Skelton, Guzzler's Gin. Now, he does do a hell of a monologue called the Pledge of Allegiance. Man, I'm drawing all kinds of blanks today. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm doing my damnedest, all right? You know me, man. You know me. I'd never let you down. I'd never knock you down anyway. I'd only ever try my damnedest to give you a lift. Anyway, Red Skelton. Comedic genius, funny man, extraordinaire, and a master of physical comedy. That's what I really wanted to say, too. I mean, he wasn't a mime, but he could pantomime like nobody's business. He could do all kinds of hilarious stuff, which, of course, took him on tour all over the world. He didn't have to limit himself to the English-speaking world. Well, he could perform for anybody, man. Anybody who could see, could be entertained. By Red Skelton. Look the man up. He's worthy of our praise and admiration. So, hats off to Red Skelton. Thank you for your good works, and thank you especially for bringing that Guzzler's Gin Routine into the world. It was a masterpiece. All right. I'm sorry. I wish I had more to tell you about old Red Skelton, but I should think that his performances would speak for themselves, and thanks to the glorious people who have brought, I mean, all of the wonderful minds who have brought the internet into the world, he's just a click away, or a few clicks away, I should say. Anyway, click, 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 that's you. Go click. Go click. But before I conclude today's podcast, that's right, and every Needle Lift podcast ends on some heartwarming, enlightening, entertaining, humorous, and or otherwise interesting anecdote based on either my own life or the lives of somebody close to me, but usually my own life, because I have lived an interesting existence for the last 34 years being a bohemian here in San Francisco. By the way, young people, young men especially, today's a great day to start your adventure. Whatever it might be, you have to have an adventure. Don't stay all cozy. Wherever it is you are, if you're a little too cozy, then that's a little too cozy for comfort. Get your ass out there. Go have an adventure. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you go backpacking through Thailand with your best friend from elementary school. I don't care if you, go and dog sled across the Yukon Territory. Get up there. Go do it, man. Go have an adventure. Go move your whole life down to Cabo San Lucas and live on a fishing boat. I don't know. Go get in a goddamn submarine. Join the army. Do something, man. Go have an adventure. It's gonna be scary. That's it. That's the real advice. Go do something. Start today. Do something that scares the shit out of you, and you'll be happy. Anyway, today's anecdote is all about this dollar up here. Be charming. See what that, I guess you can't read that, but that's what that dollar says. Be charming, you. Oh, so important to be charming. That's all you gotta know. Now, I, as a young man, had many an uncharming evening. You know why? Because I needed a lift, that's why. Because nobody was around to fucking lift me up on my journey to creative fulfillment. I needed that. I went out and found that person, to tell you the truth. He died this year. Now, this isn't all about me. I'm merely saying, be charming, okay? I was uncharming in my early 20s. Not so like today. Not so charming as this. But anyway, what happened one night when I was waiting tables, and I was feeling so bad about everything, about the world, about the state of the world, about my place in it. I said, God damn it, I hate this shit. I hate waiting tables. So I was moping around with a damn frown on my face, going through the motions, feeling insignificant, feeling unworthy. When what should I see? Now every waiter, too, will know about having the stack of dollars. There's always a stack of bills somewhere. I mean, if you're smart, you keep it in your pocket where it won't get stolen. But I kept it in my drawer. We all had a little drawer. Now, I suspect it was one of my coworkers, this girl, Molly, who I used to work with. I'll never forget her. She was one of the sweetest people you could ever want to meet. A mommy. A mommy. Her kid would be, I don't know, running around by now. 13 or so, I think. It's been a while. Anyway, Molly, I think, wrote that on one of those dollars in my stack. And I was looking through, and I saw it. And there it was. It said, be charming. As if to say that's all I needed to do. Just be charming. Hey, be charming. But really, that's the answer to everything. If you want something, start with that. Be charming. If you got to meet somebody, be charming. If you got to walk down the street, be fucking charming. Don't be uncharming. That ain't no good. Nobody likes uncharming people, but everybody likes a real charmer. So be charming, whoever you are. Now, that bill, too, was my bottom dollar. When I went on the road, I was pretty broke for a while, and it got all the way down to that bottom dollar, but I never spent it. I always kept it right there on my wad, on my little, well, I don't have it on me, but my little bankroll. It was always down at the bottom, my be charming dollar. And then when I got back to society, I framed it up and I hung it up on my wall. And it reminds me day after day, be charming. It's good advice, man. It's the best advice. And what's the best way to be charming? Be productive. Get everything out there. Do everything you can. Do your push-ups, do your sit-ups. Create your art. Honor your responsibilities. Honor your obligations. Hold your head up high. Look them right in the eye. Smile. With all of that confidence that you've got as a creator, as a free thinker, as a dreamer, as a doer. Here we go. We're heading to 2021. Goodbye, 2020. It's been a real wild ride. But I can only imagine that you and I will meet back here 1 year from today. And every week leading up to that. But we'll meet back here, and you and I will have so much more creative bliss than we have right now. Ever onward, whoever you are. Thanks for stopping by. Let's fly. Let's do it today. Today's the goddamn day. We'll see you next Wednesday. Say goodnight, Kaylee.